Yo, I have some very disturbing news to share with you all, and I want you to forgive me because I'm a little upset about this, but this young lady, Tasia Fortune, just got found hanging from a tree, and you're not going to believe what state she was in. You already guessed it. Mississippi. And before I share with you what actually happened to this young lady, I need to tell you a quick story. I was watching a Don Lemon show the other day, and he was interviewing a black guy that lives in Mississippi. And the black guy was literally accusing Don Lemon of misrepresenting Mississippi as a place that still has racial issues.
That a person is racist if he wants.
Are you in the
if a black man wants this racial component of Mississippi history years ago? How can we accept that history when it comes to
you can accept it by acknowledging the problem. You accept it by acknowledging the problem and acknowledging the reality of the history of the country. You accept it by saying, I understand why people think race is involved.
We have nothing but mixed kids running around down here.
But just because you have mixed kids,
same people who killed Emmett Till, and I mean that was almost 100 years ago, and we're now sleeping with white women. I mean,
but that doesn't mean that racism. I think that your idea of what racism isn't necessarily calling people the N-word or beating them up. It is a system that is based on superiority and history.
And make it so bad, the guy got off of Don Lemon's show and got on his own platform talking more mess about Don, discrediting his journalism in the work he's doing in the Nolan Wells case, insinuating that Don Lemon and the rest of us that are talking about this Nolan Wells case as race hustling. In other words, all of this speculation about Mississippi is unwarranted. But now you have this situation. Yo, I'm just sick of all the people trying to gaslight people. Listen to this.
Her body was discovered on the evening of Monday, August 3rd, 2026. Jackson Police Department responded to the scene and issued a public alert at 9:05 p.m. Investigators estimate her body may have been at the location for 3 to 4 days before discovery. She was found in the backyard of a vacant home in the 500 block of Road of Remembrance in West Jackson. Hinds County Coroner Jeremiah Howard confirmed she was found hanging from a tree. She was up so high, the Jackson Fire Department had to use a ladder truck to retrieve her body due to the height. As reported by the Clarion Ledger, the Jackson Police Department has not yet classified the death as a murder.
The Jackson Police Department has not yet classified the death as a murder.
Or confirmed if foul play is suspected.
See, that's what I'm talking about. How is this not classified as a murder? What are we doing here? But this is the gaslighting and cognitive dissonance that a lot of people are having in these situations. Every time somebody gets murdered, whether male, female, white, or black, and there's a public outcry simply asking questions, and all of a sudden, we're all conspiracy theorists. And this situation is even worse than any other situation. But let me calm down a little bit.
It is officially open as a death investigation. Her body was sent to the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office to determine the official cause and manner of death.
And for those who don't know, or for those who do know, the coroner's office and or the medical examiner's office is where situations go to die. You know why? Because some of these situations, not all, somebody, especially in places like Mississippi, ends up paying somebody to change the reason for death. The key part of all of these murder cases is the coroner's office. What is the best way to cover up a murder? Paying the coroner to say the death was accidental. Paying the coroner to say the death was health related. Paying the coroner, paying the medical examiner to lie on the death certificate. Another perfect example of this is during the COVID scam. The government allegedly incentivized coroners and medical examiners to lie on the reason of death paperwork in order to boost COVID numbers to further scare and trick Americans into taking the jab. That is how you cover up a murder. It's not all of this crazy stuff that you see on TV. No. All you got to do is get the coroner and the medical examiner to be on the same page and to type up the right thing and say it was accidental. But in this situation, they're not going to do this. And there's no way in hell they're going to be able to label this situation a suicide. She was hung so high where they had to use a fire truck ladder to bring her body down. There's many reasons why I'm upset right now, but the main reason is nobody realizes that over 22,000 women go missing virtually every single month. And nobody seems to give a shit. So even though this is a national issue, I want to let the people know in Mississippi that we're not putting up with this gaslighting and or cognitive dissonance that y'all seem to have in Mississippi. Like this shit isn't going on a normal basis. But I digress. Let me calm down a little bit. If anybody in Jackson, Mississippi has any information about this, and the thing about it is that makes me even madder, this young lady isn't even from Jackson, Mississippi. She's from Kentucky. This young lady was just down there visiting relatives. But if anybody has any information, contact Jackson Police Department at 601-960-1234 or Crime Stoppers at 601-355-8477. See, one of the main things we can do as normal everyday citizens is to make sure that they don't cover up these things, either by blatantly lying on paperwork or using propaganda or podcasts to make actual murders look like accidental drownings, like in the Nolan Wells case. Because as long as we stick together and share information on social media, they can't keep lying to us about these situations. Because if we don't stay on our asses, they're going to easily cover this up, just like they cover up everything else. But we're not standing for it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Share any information that you have, either with me through DMs in the comments or the phone numbers that I just shared. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.